All right. Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And we have a very interesting story. Now, we saw Andrew Caldwell many moons ago say that he was delivered. And now we have this father who states that he did something strange for a little piece of change only because he wanted to take care of his disabled son. And he is saying that although he engaged with a man, he only likes women and he only did it to take care of his child. All right, so we're going to get into this video that is currently trending. Now, this aired, I want to say, or it appeared on social media back in December, but World Star Hip Hop recently reposted it. So the clip is going viral for those of us who didn't see it back in December, and it is causing a lot of discussion. Now, as y'all know, when it comes to certain topics like this, I try to do like a little bit of a deep dive to kind of like get into some things and see what I can find. So in this video, I am going to be sharing with you guys what I found about this, and then we're going to go over some more stuff that I've uncovered all over social media about like other topics and things like that if we have time. But y'all know I do want to hear from you guys, so I am going to put my StreamYard link in the chat, so as we get to talking about this, y'all let me know what y'all think. Got it? Good. So this guy right here, his name is Godflow JT, and I guess he is on a reality show on a network called Nick's Network. Now, ever since Zeus Network had a wide range of fame, there has been a lot of similar networks who have content where they put a group of people in a house, they get them to fight each other, and people subscribe to watch it. So as I was like trying to figure out like what is Nick's Network, where is this TV show at, that's what I uncovered. So I guess it seems as though the show is based in Los Angeles. I'm in California. I never heard of it until this clip right here. But apparently it's like one of those type of reality shows where they, like I said, they duking it out. So I was able to uncover a lot of different videos of him, and he's like fighting different people in different places and, you know, all kind of TV drama. And some of the drama, I guess, that unfolded was the fact that he had an encounter with a man. Now, he decided to own up to this encounter, but he said that that was only a one-time thing. Now, one of his cast members, who is a transgender, decided to expose him and say, not too much, baby. You was in my DMs and you was trying to get down with the get down. Okay, it wasn't just a one-time thing. Okay, you was trying to get down with the get down. Now, the DMs of the transgender individual in question, I can't show them DMs because there was all kind of light-skinned man private areas all throughout it. Okay. So I cannot show y'all those, but I can tell you where to look for it on the internet. Okay, but without further ado, let's get into this clip, and you guys let me know if he's delivered, if, you know, if he just did what needed to be done to take care of his kids, and so on and so forth. And like the video, hype the video if you have not already, because if you can't go to Bella Noche's, where can you go? Like the video, okay, because we got to see what's going on. What's T with JT?
You know, the download shit with me, whatever y'all want to say about the shit. Yeah, that shit happened. I'm going to put the shit on the floor. I'm a real nigga. You feel me? It's already out there. You can't deny it. You can't hide from shit. I did that shit when in the midst when I had a bad back, had 2 slip discs, you feel me? Couldn't work. Son was disabled. In the hospital for cerebral palsy, feeding tubes, all type of shit. I did what I did out of survival mode because his mama wasn't doing shit and I had to.
All right. So he's talking really fast. We have to kind of slow it down because this ain't our clip. We don't own it. It belongs to Nick's TV. But what we've uncovered is he's saying that, you know, he had a baby mama. She wasn't taking care of her end of the bargain. And I guess there was no women available for him to mooch on. So he had to do what he had to do to take care of his cerebral palsy child. Okay. He said he couldn't work, right? He couldn't work. He had 2 slip discs. So I'm guessing he's alleging that he was on his back. Like, who was doing the bending? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, if you had this encounter with a man and you had 2 slip discs in your back, you doing the bending? Or I don't know how it goes. I don't know. But let's continue.
They had to get my son a house and a roof over his head to make sure my son was good before anything. So if anybody feel any type of way about it, then it is what it is. I can go take a lie detector test, whatever. That's the only time I ever did something for money with a nigga, anything with a nigga, simple, period, and plain, and done, and that's it. You feel me? I only fuck with bitches, but I'm going to do what I have to do for my kids regardless.
All right. So he said, listen, I like girls. I don't know what y'all talking about, but I like women. And at the same token, though, I'm going to do whatever I got to do. And I'm just like an unattractive woman that was about to receive her taxes, that got a whole bunch of kids, wasn't available. Now, I'm not here for, womanizing women. But if we got to do what we got to do, there was no women available. Like, you look like you belong in Bone Thugs and Harmony. You couldn't lie and say, listen, I'm Lazy Bone. You couldn't even impersonate and act and get a gig at a dimly lit bar to pretend to be one of the Bone Thugs, drop the thing and boom, 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 boom. Just sit there. Boom, 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 boom. What you gonna do? Like, we couldn't even pretend to do anything else. Like, there was nothing else available. Let's run that back. Let me let him finish. Hold on.
Regardless, and I don't give a fuck whether I have to give my life for my kids. My kids come first. So if a motherfucker don't understand that, then it's simply fuck you.
All right. Well, he said, F us if we don't understand. Let's bring it back one more time. And I'm going to, when I bring it back one more time, I'm going to stop the video from playing just in case they flag the content. You know what I'm saying? We're going to hear what he has to say one more time, so just to make sure that we heard him correctly and everything. Let's listen.
The download shit with me, whatever y'all want to say about the shit. Yeah, that shit happened. I'm going to put the shit on the floor. I'm a real nigga. You feel me? It's already out there. You can't deny it. You can't hide from shit. I did that shit when in the midst, when I had a bad back, had 2 slip discs, you feel me? Couldn't work. Son was disabled. In the hospital for cerebral palsy, feeding tubes, all type of shit. I did what I did out of survival mode because his mama wasn't doing shit, and they had to get my son a house and a roof over his head to make sure my son was good before anything. So if anybody feel any type of way about it, then it is what it is. I can go take a lie detector test, whatever. That's the only time I ever did something for money with a nigga, anything with a nigga, simple, period, and plain, and done, and that's it.
Who was doing the bending? Who was doing the bending? I don't know. But that's what he had to say. Now, when I went digging, because I'm like, okay, he's saying like it's out there that he had this encounter, blase, blase. I was trying to find like, okay, who's attached to this story? Who's the man? Who's the trans? Who's the person? And I don't know who he had this interaction with to get money for his son. But like I said, I was able to uncover another person that is on that network that said that they did something strange or they showed the DMs. Now, I didn't read through the DMs. I started seeing woody woodpeckers flying all through them DMs, and I said, hold on. I gotta make sure my daughter is not around. Like, it's too many wang-wangs and shebang-bangs, like, going through the little scroll. They was scrolling, and it was a wanker and a wanker and a wanker and a wanker. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold up. So let me show you the person who also said that they had an encounter. Now, this person name is Kylie Monet, and it is a transgender, and they are also a personality on this Nick's TV, and they are saying that, they had their little introduction as well. So this is their Instagram page. Hold on, this is Kylie Monet. And let me play this video.
Transaction, and this is not a game to be played with. Thank you.
What it do, bitches? Y'all already know what the fuck is going on. I'm back. And y'all hoes knew it was not gonna be a season or episode. None of that right. Let's.
All right, hold on. This music playing on there. Let's go to another video that I was able to uncover. Now, this is also Kylie Marnay, and I don't think that Kylie was talking about yeah, I believe this is the same person. I don't think they're talking about JT, but just so that you know who the person is.
I just wish that other parties would be able to do the same and tell the truth. Because I will be filing charges
this isn't
with
regarding
the
to
situation
JT.
and that man that threatened me. And due to the fact that it has a connection with the other person that was trying to lie, I'm not saying no names, I have disowned and disregarded anything that was trying to get thrown my way about any exposing and stuff like that. Y'all know I do not deal with stuff like that. And even though I was upset after what I was told, which was a lie, I still did not go and do what I did because I'm just a real
All right.
ass bitch. You know what I'm saying?
All right, real bitch coming through. All right, this was another clip that I was able to find of Kylie. So I guess there was a incident where somebody was telling Kylie that they weren't a woman. Hold on.
You a whole nigga, bro. Hold up. Ooh. What? How am I a nigga? You a whole nigga, bro. How am I a nigga? For real. How am I a nigga? I'm not trying to be funny or nothing. Titties. No, you're not. Nigga. You're not a girl. How am I a nigga? I have titties too. No, you're not, bro. Okay. So we know that. Fuck the hip.
All right. And then I was able to find, let's see, there was some more stuff I was able to find on Kylie as well. Okay, this is the Instagram. Okay, this is the Facebook. So hold on, there was some clips on here. Let me go down some, but they're doing a lot of fighting, a lot of, you know, squaring up, a lot of fighting, a lot of things that are things.
What do you hoes? Good morning.
Oh, music on there. Oop, music. Oops, music. I'm trying to find some without music because here we go.
I don't know what the fuck we in. Coming on mother California at the baddest RSU bar where the baddest get their hair done. If y'all not here, what are you doing? Y'all be slipping. I don't understand why y'all don't understand. Only the biggest, the baddest are here. Thank you. Okay. Y'all know what the fuck going on. We in y'all already know what's going on. If y'all not down here at the Baddies R Us Beauty Bar in California, what are y'all doing? Do y'all see these installs? Hair that cannot ever be challenged. Like, come on now, be for real. Baddies don't come. Like, people are like, these are very, very luxury baddies. So y'all already know what's.
All right, so I just wanted to show you guys who the Kylie person is. Now, this page right here, Nick's T, they posted a post where there were DMs that was shown that was between JT and the guy JT who said that he only had an encounter one time. Now, again, I can't play these, but if you go to Nick's T Inc. on Facebook, they scroll through the messages, okay? And as they scroll through the DMs, you can see JT sent photos, the Kylie person, they sent photos, and then you see wankadanks go through the screen, and then you see messages, and and then they're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, showing that this whole discourse or whatever. And so I'm just like, that's interesting. So let me show you, hold on. So Kylie also commented in the comments here. So this is the page right here, and they said, OMG, the Knicks cast has been on hots all week. Take a look at this. Kylie with receipts from what it looks like she shared with this cast of her and JT iMessages, child. And let me just ask, are we surprised? And so this person commented and said, Lord, I don't know why he F with the gays and the trans of Knicks, because majority of them are going to expose him when they're bored or mad at him. He got to learn to live his truth, because this ain't it. Now, Kylie responded under the post and said, well, to be totally honest, I was the only one who wasn't exposing him because we were actually dating, but it's so much more to the situation that he deserved it. All right. So this is what Kylie said. And if you click on the page, we got to hurry up and quickly scroll because the profile picture is a bit much. But this is, the person who says that he and they were dating. So, that's that one. That I found that to be interesting. They call themselves the West Coast Baddies. And like I said, they're doing a lot of fighting, doing a lot of duking it out, and all of the things of the things. Now, what do you guys think as it pertains to men who have encounters with men? Are they able to be like, do you believe in the term gay for pay? Like, do you think that that's actually a thing? Or do you think that he's full of baloney and he could have chose another option to pay for his son's needs? I think personally, he was already with that. And this is the look that people think is thugged out or whatever. These be the main ones who be batting for the same team. They present like they are so macho. They make sure to get the face tats. Now, anytime I see a guy with face tats, I automatically think you're overcompensating, right? I feel like a lot of these guys who go out and try to like make themselves look more like manly, I feel like it's because they be dabbling with, the same team, and they feel like, okay, if I get a face tat, then maybe I'm going to look more raw, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to look more macho. And that is like really the telltale sign for me. It seems as though majority of the men who I see with these face tats, they be the main ones that I be feeling sus about. Like, it's giving, y'all feel like this makes y'all look manly, and y'all really, 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 really just telling on yourselves to me. You're telling on yourself to me. Now, let's go look at his social media. I was trying to find his Facebook page. I couldn't find his Facebook page, but we were able to uncover his Instagram. So his Instagram is GodflowJT. And over on his IG, he only has like a couple of pictures. He has like this reel in the beginning where I don't know if he's like doing somebody's hair or whatever, but it looks like he's doing a woman's hair. And then he has like clips of him fighting and different things of the things. Let me make this small. So then he has this, I think he was doing this woman's hair. Then this is another photo that he has on his Instagram. Hold on, let me go full screen. That's a little bit better. All right, so right here you can see this is him. And this is, the look. This is the look that y'all be thinking is straight because they're not showing like feminine, but these be the main ones going. All right, they be the main ones going. And he says, King of Knicks, Cali vibes, From Detroit to Cali, new blessings, beginnings, the pursuit of happiness. And you see him, you know, looking thugged out, I guess, you know, looking very, he don't look like a YN. He look like a, what is the old nigga? ON? So that's him. All right. So then it's clips of him fighting. We got to scroll through those. And so this is him at a strip club. Okay. The girl was clapping her cheeks in his face. Then this is him as well. Another girl clapping cheeks in his face. And they at the strip club. This is his birthday. That's him fighting somebody. This is him showing his braids, showing his shoes. On his caption, it says, "Having my way, the Knicks way, turned up. You turning down for what? We live in life over here. It's a movie." And I was like, it's interesting because in his comments, you see a lot of like gay men giving him the hard eyes. But you don't just see gay men giving him the hard eyes. You see women giving him the hard eyes too. We're going to click on some more pictures. And you'll see like there's women in the comments, there's men. Why? But it's a lot of hold on, let me go over here. So as you can see right here, this is a picture of him, and it says you can't trust him. I don't know what this is all about down here, but he said you can't trust him. And then in the comments, you see women giving him hard eyes. You see men giving him roses, you know, hard eyes, you know, men talking about Poppy with the hard eyes, and men giving him that, you know, so you got a mix of both. And this is also like a telltale sign as well, is them comments be telling on these dudes, okay? And a lot of times it don't even be the comments. Sometimes it's just the following list. Like, if there is a large amount of gay men, and not to say that straight men can't have acquaintances with gay men. You know, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, it's a telltale sign when that's most of the following. You know what I mean? You scroll through they following list and you see all of these gay men or whatever. They not commenting, but they liking the post or whatever. You go through them likes and you see who's the majority. That be a telltale sign as well. So I thought that was very interesting because, baby, what do y'all think about it? Do you guys think that he only did it one time? Now, according to him, it was only one time. So I'm going to guess that he is saying that the situation with the Kylie Monet person didn't happen and that he is possibly denying that. So we only got one side of the story as it pertains to those receipts, even though I've seen a lot of light-skinned ding-dongs throughout that thread. That could have been another light-skinned man. I don't know. It looked like his skin tone, but it is what it is. Now, while we're also on the topic of, you know, gay men or whatever, let's fast forward to Ryan Coogler, and there was people of the LGBT trying to cancel him. All right. So we're going to go on over to Drew Almighty. We're going to react to his video and check it out. Let's pull it up and let's see. Okay. So hold on, wait. Trying to see which is the best way to do. All right, so this video was posted by Jew Almighty, and he is posting several videos of men of the LGBT who were upset after Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan received the Oscar for Sinners. Now, in the video, he goes over how there was this discourse that was happening on TikTok where there was a man that was a gay male who was upset that there was no representation of the LGBT community in Ryan Coogler film. So they felt as though, even though, you know, it was a vampire movie, it was in the Deep South, et cetera, they wanted to have representation in the gay community and felt like Ryan Coogler is homophobic because he does not put gay representation in his films. Now, Jew Almighty is going to go through all of this, and we're just going to watch and react. This is his channel right here. Let me bring it up so that you guys can see. And then we're just going to get into some things. So right here, this is Jew Almighty, and it says, Ryan Coogler is getting canceled over this, okay? So, and he's going to explain it's because he doesn't put LGBT into his films. All right, let me pull it up for you guys. Let's go.
4 Oscars, and all of a sudden, Ryan Coogler is receiving criticism for his lack of inclusion, while his politics and views on the LGBT+Q community have been put under a microscope.
Just somebody voguing would have been a very simple, easy ad. It would have taken nothing away from the film.
And Ryan Coogler himself won an Oscar for Best Screenplay, which is a monumental achievement for a black director telling an unapologetically black story. You would think this will be a moment of celebration, not just for the film or the cast, but for the culture as a whole. But instead, one viral tweet about a lack of inclusion, and suddenly the discourse around Sinners completely shifted.
This conversation is coming about after this black man won an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. I don't like that. How it feels kind of like a backhanded, like, oh yeah, congratulations, this is a wonderful work. But no, that's not how this works. That's not how this works.
The focus was no longer celebratory or on the success or achievement of Sinners and Ryan Coogler, which kind of all highlights this crab in the barrel mentality that we've seen too many times.
Y'all do not want Ryan Coogler to tell y'all stories or to represent y'all. Stop it. You just want to complain.
Where instead of just uplifting.
All right, so as you see right there, basically there was a person who felt as though it would have taken nothing in the, you know, the dance beat where it was going through time and it went from like all the way from like ancient historical dances, and then it took you all through the different time periods, and they had that cinematic dance scene. And then it ended up where they were like crump dancing and all of that. That is the scene where they were saying that, you know, you could have just had somebody voguing and that would have been like the inclusion or representation for the gay community. And that is kind of where some of the discourse happened, or the outrage, or, you know, the conversation was sparked about this. Now, you guys let me know what you think about it. I'm looking in the chat, and oh, yeah. That is where, you know, the discourse is happening. So someone says, so now they're trying to force people to include them. Somebody says they don't want to go down the road of inclusion because it can open up so many things, etc. So let's listen to some more.
A win or celebrating somebody achieving something great, people start intentionally looking for reasons to not like them or to tear them down.
What we absolutely are not about to do is do this with the Ryan Coogler on this day, 2 days after he made history as only the second black man to win Best Original. We just not about to do this.
But I'm Jew. Welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it. The Sinners dance sequence in the movie is really only missing a voguer. It's definitely an oversight. I wonder, has anyone asked him about it? This was the first tweet that started the discourse about gay or queer representation in Sinners. I think it's worded in.
All right, so as you can see, this was posted by a guy by the name of Saint Shannon, and it got 1.2 million views. So there was a lot of people who saw this tweet, engaged in this tweet, retweeted it, hearted it. It says there was 14,000 people who like hit like a heart to it. Almost 1,000 people like reposted it in I guess agreement or to try to see what their audience felt about it. And there was people who commented on it as well.
Interesting though, especially it's definitely an oversight part. There are a bunch of different cultures, subcultures, genres, subgenres in the Black community, from music to dance to lifestyle, that were not represented in that specific moment, in that specific scene, which in my opinion is one of the greatest scenes in cinema history. It's my favorite, hands down. But I think anybody can say that about anything that they represent or love that's not represented in that moment in the film, right? There weren't tap dancers in there. If you're from the DMV, nobody was beating their feet in there. They didn't have hyphy dancing in there. Ryan Coogler's from Oakland. It's just so many people that weren't represented in that one specific moment in time in that scene, which makes sense because Ryan was telling a very specific story about a very specific moment in time, and the through line just being Black music or culture in that way. So of course it's not going to represent everything. And I don't think Ryan Coogler has to represent every single thing in his films. No filmmaker, no white filmmaker.
All right, so let me pause him real quick. Let me try to pull up this tweet before he goes any further to see what people are saying on that actual post. 1 second, guys. I should have had it pulled up already. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so the Sinners, what did it say? The Sinners dance sequence in the movie, really only missing a vulgar. Okay, the Sinners dance sequence, only missing a can't find it. Hold on 1 second. Saint Shannon. 1 second, y'all. Ooh, shit. I don't know if he deleted it or not. Let's go down his okay, I don't have time to find it right now. The Sinners. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna just finish playing his Jew's video. I can't find it.
Asked to represent every single thing. So it's definitely like an unfair suggestion or ask. But like I said, I don't think this one specific tweet was bad or offensive or anything like that. But of course, with 1 million views, it caused a ton of reactions and responses to it. And just from the comments under that tweet alone, you can kind of see the discourse. Why the fuck would they have a vulgar? They'll have to fix it when it comes to Broadway. They'll have to fix it. It's just really interesting. It's like a built-in entitlement that it has to be a certain way. When it doesn't, it's somebody else's vision. It can be however they want to make it. I was thinking it was missing a drag performance as well. Again, anybody that wasn't represented is going to feel like, oh, well, it can also include that, but it doesn't have to.
Somebody tweeted that the big dance sequence in Sinners should have included someone voguing. And that conversation turned into people critiquing Ryan Coogler and the lack of queerness in his films. And this critique has led to a lot of backlash, primarily people saying that it is not Coogler's responsibility to portray every Black subculture in his films. And I find that critique actually kind of silly because in that dance sequence in particular, we saw so many different subcultures, so many different Black subcultures, that inserting queerness, which really, as that person initially tweeted, it's just somebody voguing would have been a very simple, easy ad. It would have taken nothing away from the film. And I really want people to sit with why they think Black queerness is not a canon event. Black queer people did not fall out of a coconut tree. And they for sure existed in 1930s Mississippi Delta.
But that tweet and the discourse around it really led to the next one, which I think was a lot more divisive. I would like to know Ryan Coogler's politics around queerness, though. He is a film director, just like any other film director, and he speaks through his art, through his medium. I've never heard this question or demand directed at Martin Scorsese or Steven Spielberg. They never asked Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese, Francis Ford Coppola, Taylor Sheridan, or Steven Spielberg what their personal politics are and thoughts on gayness. But when it comes to a successful Black man from Richmond telling his stories, now this is needed. That is my point exactly. He's telling his stories from his life experience, the things he's been inspired by. The twins Smoke and Stack, I believe, were connected to his uncles or his aunts. It's just really weird that all of a sudden this is a problem that Ryan Coogler has to address, or it's taking sinners down a peg because it didn't have this specific representation, when that wasn't the story it was telling.
A lot of people are highlighting how Ryan Coogler doesn't have a lot of queer representation in his work. I would like to draw our attention to something else, and that's the amount of vulnerability and relationship and closeness that we've seen between Black men, the affection that we've seen between Black men. I cannot, that has been sitting with me for these last couple of days. When you saw the way that they embraced each other when they won the awards, the way that they talked to each other when they're on the press junket before the movie was out, while the movie was in theaters, and during this awards campaign season, that you don't see a lot of Black men being.
All right. So I'm going to pause it there. His video was about 15 minutes long, and he went through different people having dialogue about it, different conversations, his thoughts and opinions on it, and pulling up different receipts. Now, me personally, I feel like you should want inclusion from people who represent your subculture. Like, I wouldn't go to a white director and be like, oh, you have to tell, our stories. I would go to Black people who live similar lived experiences as me to tell our stories. Like, you would want somebody to tell your story from the lens of somebody who knows the lived experience. If he's a married Black man, then that might not be the best person to represent that subculture. Now, you have Tyler Perry, who has those type of things that he puts in his movie all the time. And so we see all the allegations about Tyler Perry. He has a connection, allegedly, according to what the lawsuits say, to the LGBT community, and he has always made it important to include some of those stories into his films. And so you have to look for people who share a similar lived experience to tell your story. Now, I could see if Ryan Coogler was a gay man with a gay, like a husband and living a life in the LGBT, but he never put that in his films, then I'll be like, well, wait a minute, like, how you not going to include like a part of like your lens in there? That would kind of be an eyebrow raise. But that's not his identity. That's not his background. That's not something that he exudes. So, like, why would we assume that he's entitled to put that in his films? I feel like that's crazy. So I came across that and I was like, that's very interesting. I wanted to know what you guys thought about that. And there's been a lot of stuff going on in the blogs. Now, as you guys know, Beyonce's mother, she has a gumbo stand at the Houston rodeo, and there has been a lot of discourse about it. There has been a lot of people bringing up the fact that they don't like the taste of it. There's different people saying like it tastes like soup. There was a person who said that they got sick from eating it. And then there was also a temporary shutdown of her gumbo restaurant. Well, there was a news reporter in Houston who decided to pull up the documents from the health department to kind of go over the fiasco on what was going on as it pertained to her gumbo, why her stand was temporarily shut down, and so on and so forth. Let me pull this up and get into this really quickly as will.
Thawed seafood labeled keep frozen and gumbo that inspectors say was stored in a freezer at an unlicensed off-site location. That's what's in these records that we obtained about the temporary shutdown of Mama Tina's Gumbo at the Houston Rodeo. According to the complaint, the customer ate gumbo in the afternoon and later reported vomiting, chills, nausea, and fever. She even said she was throwing up blood. Health department records say inspectors learned the gumbo was cooled, put into buckets, then taken off-site to be frozen before coming back to the rodeo site to thaw for service without any documentation showing safe cooling and storage times. Inspectors also wrote they observed shrimp and crab labeled keep frozen that were no longer frozen. Any of the food that wasn't frozen had to be discarded. The records say operators were cooperative and inspectors returned March 17th for a pre-opening check. The report says they swapped from a refrigerator trailer to a freezer trailer. Food was frozen solid and gumbo would be made on site daily. Thawed seafood labeled keep frozen and gumbo that inspectors say was stored in a freezer at an unlicensed.
All right. So basically, I guess she was cooking the gumbo, taking it somewhere to freeze it. And then when she wanted to make it or give it to the people, she was bringing it to the rodeo and thawing it out. And then that's what they were being served or whatever. Like I said, there was a person who said that they got sick, and there was different people who was making videos, taste testing her gumbo and things like that. Let me see what we can pull up really quickly on TikTok. All right, so let's see. If they got music, we're going to just go to the next person.
And we got her chicken and sausage gumbo, baby. We about to try it. Mama T, chicken and sausage gumbo. Let's see.
I hear music, so I'm sorry. I'm going to keep pausing it.
Rate it from 1 to 10.
From 1 to 10, I'll give it about a 5.
All right, so she gave it a 5.
I love the people. I'm gonna try Mama's Tina gumbo. Can you see? Got shrimp, sausage, crab meat. So I'm really want to try. Let me see. It's hot.
Be honest, man. Tell the goddamn me truth.
Oh, it's good.
It's good?
You gotta put that on everything.
That's what's up, man. You telling the truth, nothing but the truth. The truth will set you free.
It's good.
It's good?
Yep. It's good.
It don't taste like beef stew or none of that.
I don't know why they're saying that. It's good.
But you already know, man.
All right.
Let's do it. All right, y'all, the moment of truth. Y'all been asking Mama Tina's gumbo, this and that. It's all over the internet. Well, the man with the master plan, the foodie king himself, had to come try it out. We got shrimp. Look like it's crab in there. Oh, it's a whole crab in there. Y'all see what's going on. Ooh. What y'all think? Y'all had it yet?
No.
Let me see.
We will shortly.
Ooh. That's good. Hold on. Got a little kick to it, too. Smoked sausage. I know them sausage smoked up in there. They said they ain't had it yet, but they in line for this Mama Tina's gumbo. Exactly. It's good, y'all. I'm not from New Orleans. I can't tell you what the thick roux and all that like, but I think it's pretty good, y'all. Check them out. And they said they made a fresh batch, so I advise you to come early. Come early now. It's gumbo. Bless the belly.
All right. So different people, I guess, have mixed reviews.
This just got out of control. Mama Tina's gumbo is now...
Hold on. I'm trying to find the one... Oh.
It's not nasty, but it tastes like beef soup. This is not gumbo at all.
That girl says she is not finna give her money to a luau.
Hold on. I'm trying to find her direct review.
The gumbo stinks. I feel like I would throw up even from it.
That girl says she is not finna give her money to a...
What is these videos that people be making on TikTok. Where is that girl original video at?
This is not gumbo at all.
I feel like that's the same video. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find that direct video of the original girl who made the first review that went viral.
Not New Orleans style, at least. Sorry, Mama Tina.
Well, I already knew that the moment somebody from New Orleans.
Okay, strike one, they gave us crackers with it. We don't eat crackers with our gumbo in New Orleans, but let's see. And I know it's not supposed to be New Orleans gumbo, it's supposed to be Louisiana style something. The color looks good. It smells okay. Let's see. It's a lot of other stuff other than seafood, though. Okay. It's not nasty, but it tastes like beef soup. This is not gumbo at all. I hate to say that, but it's not. Not New Orleans style, at least. Sorry, Mama Tina. Okay, strike one, they gave us crackers with it. We don't eat crackers with our gumbo in New Orleans, but let's see.
All right. So, this was like one of the first reviews that really kicked it off, and everybody went down to start trying it and giving their reviews. And like I said, it led up to somebody saying that they got sick, they got the chills, they got the fever, or whatever it was, allegation that they got sick and everything. And it caused the health inspection, and that uncovered the fact that they were making the gumbo, thawing the gumbo, and freezing it, and then unthawing it to serve it, or thaw, however, thaw, unthaw, whatever.
And that's exactly why you don't cook gumbo at no fucking rodeo or no outdoor festival in the spring or summer, because it's too fucking hot. One, that roux is going to spoil. For two, that seafood is going to spoil. Unless you're not cooking it at your house. And that's exactly why.
I don't know how do I go to the original people?
Wait till the end.
All right, so we here at the rodeo 26, and trying to see the gumbo. Yeah, look, gumbo. We'll test that.
How much you pay for that?
$25 for the knowledge.
$25.
It's a little much, but I mean, we'll test it out and see. It's saucy.
It's cool.
It's good.
It's worth $25 though.
I don't care how good it is. Not for this little thing.
Yeah.
But it's good though. It's good. It's pretty good, Mama Tina. Yeah. Y'all, I just ate some of Mama Tina gumbo at the rodeo. And look. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Mama Tina. It's spoiled, but it feels horrible. Y'all see I'm sweating.
All right, so I guess he ate the gumbo, and then he came back to show people that he was sweating and he threw up. Okay. So what do y'all think? Have y'all had her gumbo? Is it good? What's it giving? Because, you know, y'all got some people who say that the gumbo is good, and then you got some people that say that it's giving them a hard time, I guess. Let me see if I can find anybody else.
I'm doing a full review. You know, we got a lot of opinions. I'm gonna taste it myself. First off, I ain't gonna lie, the roux kind of, as soon as I open it, the roux kind of smells a little burnt, but we're gonna see for ourselves, all right? The flavor is, it's okay. okay. Is it $24 worth it? No, it's not. But hey, it's not bad. But the flavor is just okay to me. It's like it's missing something. Definitely missing the opening, for sure. It's all right. All right, we got Mama Tina's gumbo right here. Gonna do a full review.
But then you gotta also keep in mind that, once something go viral, people want to get on the bandwagon of like trashing.
All right, TikTok. All right, this is your boy Electro Ninja now. Oh, Lord have mercy, man. I'm a man who loves food, right? I'm a man who loves food, but everybody can't cook, all right? If you love your mama's cooking, cool, but sometimes...
Okay, he don't look like he at the fair. We want to see people trying.
We got Mama Tina's gumbo. Let's try it. Let's look at the color real quick. Pretty brown. The people was hating on the color. Okay, here we go. Ooh, okay. Is there rice in this at the bottom? Okay. Rice. We're gonna make sure we get a shrimp next. Hold on. I would say it's like, let me get a shrimp real quick. How do I feel about it? It's good, but it's not great. But it's good. Like, there's no reason to say it's nasty. It's just good. It's good. You know? But it's hot as hell out here and I'm eating gumbo. That's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Honestly, if I could take this home and eat it later, that would be great. Okay. We love it.
All right, so what it looks like, because nobody that ate it said that it was gross. Like, everybody said that it wasn't nasty. And then the people who gave it a good review, they said that it was good, but it wasn't like over the top amazing. So that lets me know that if this was not attached to Beyonce's mom's name, the expectation wouldn't be astronomically high and people would probably give it a higher review. I think that from what I'm hearing, it doesn't sound like nobody said that it was nasty, even though the guy, he said that it had him sweating and throwing up and all of those things. But I don't eat gumbo. I don't know what it's supposed to look like. I don't know what it's supposed to taste like. I don't know. I can't tell you anything about gumbo. I don't eat it. So, but what I'm hearing and what I'm like looking at with like an unbiased lens is that it ain't nasty, but I feel like the expectation was raised higher than what a normal food vendor expectations would have been because it's Beyonce's mom. And if you get a little razzle dazzle and you could get a little, payout from Beyonce mama, we in the time of lawsuits, right? Like, everybody want to sue and get a quick get rich quick scheme. So that's kind of what it sounds like. It sounds like maybe they didn't thaw it and freeze it and unthaw it or however the heck correctly, and they probably had a couple of hiccups or whatever. Maybe the guy does have a case. I don't know. But we in the era of, child, give me some money, okay? You gave me an inconvenience. You gave me the bubble guts, and you Beyonce mama. Oh, baby. If this wasn't Tina, there wouldn't be, if it was just like random Joe Schmo's food thing or whatever, and you ate the food and it made you get the bubble guts or whatever, you'd be like, damn, I ain't gonna eat there no more. But hey, somebody said, who eats soup at a fair? I don't know. Y'all saying that it spoils fast? Hey, I don't know. But speaking of, food, I want to say, was it last week I ruffled some feathers? Let me pull up my post because I had people upset. I had a pretty funny discourse on my Instagram post. Now, I had an unpopular opinion, and I just felt like sharing it on a random day about grits, okay? I wanted to tell people how I felt about grits. So, I don't know if you guys know who Speedy is, but Speedy is like, I think he is this guy. He's a light-skinned guy. He does he does like interviews and like social media commentary and stuff like that. And his stuff almost like, he don't never come down my feed. I only see him like basically when he goes down a vlog or whatever. I mean, goes down like a blog. Like if he gets posted on the Shade Room or something like that, then I'll see like something that he posted. But this one particular day that I made this Instagram post, he came down my feed. So it was like Speedy takes on LA or something like that. And I was like, oh, I ain't doing nothing. Let me just click on and see what's going on. What's tea? So in his vlog, he was showing like all his different encounters that he had while he was in LA. And one of the places that he stopped was a California staple, which is Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. Now, while he was at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle, there was one of the guys that he was with that ordered grits. And they showed the grits, and it had the grits in a bowl with the butter. And you could see the butter slapped on the top, and you could see the black pepper on the top. And when I seen it, I just start posting on my community tab with my unpopular opinion, and it caused a riot, okay? Let me show y'all my unpopular opinion that, it had the girls at a tizzy, honey. They said, girl, what's it giving, honey? Like, it had the girls, and they wanted to squabble. They wanted to unsubscribe and everything. So I posted on my page and I said, unpopular opinion, but grits are yuck. No matter what you add to it, whether you are a salt and butter or a sugar person, it's yuck. I haven't had it since young, but I still remember. I said, on the contrary, I do like oatmeal though, but it has to be maple and brown sugar or cinnamon and spice. Anything else with fruit in it is yuck. I said random thoughts, but I'm over here watching Speedy's vlog that randomly came on my feed, and they went to Roscoe's and a bowl of grits flashed on the screen, and now we are here. I said, LOL, let me go to bed before I start a riot, okay? And a riot was had in the comments, okay? So let me read through some of these comments because I was cracking up. Okay, I was cracking up reading them because people don't play about their grits, honey. They was like, girl, what is you talking about? You don't know nothing. You from California. What does a California girl know about grits anyways? And I said, you right, girl. I don't know a thing. I would not know a thing. So, the first person said, team grits. I love mine with salt, pepper, and butter. Sometimes a little cheese, served with sausage or bacon and scrambled eggs, make a nice breakfast. Yummy. Another person says, grits be bussin', Neek. What you talking about? Another person says, grits with butter, salt, pepper, and enough cheese to turn it yellow. And that's how New Yorkers do it. I usually eat each scoop with eggs and sausage. OMG, it be so good. You missing out. And I said, OMG, I'm envisioning a mushy, soggy mess in my mouth. Because that just sounded like a lot. Melted cheese, grits, butter, salt. It just sounded like slop. Like the texture just running it in my head. Just, I don't know. I just couldn't do it. So another person says, somebody in the chat says that person was lying because they don't eat grits in New York, blah, blah, blah. So then another person says, come on, man, boosty voice. Grits are bomb. Another person says, the lies you tell, savory grits are delicious. Another person says, grits are bomb AF. From Alabama, so cornbread fed, that's them, their grits. Another person says, my dad used to put jelly in grits when I was a kid to make me eat it, and it truly is a little hit. Only the little jelly packets with the different flavors from the restaurants, though. Another person says, oatmeal is so gross. Cream of wheat, too. Love grits, though. Another person says, nah, see, sis, you need some grits from the South. I promise I'll hook them up for you, girl. Have you hooked, at least want them a few times a year. Another person says, got to be the old-fashioned fluffy whipped with real butter grits. Another person says, now you done did it now, Neek. I need a bowl of shrimp and grits now. Too good. Another person says, I think grits are good, but oatmeal is gross baby food. I'm like, the disrespect, okay? The disrespect. Talking about oatmeal is like baby food, like the disrespect of it all. Another person threw a chair at me. They said, child, we throwing the chairs and the tables. Another person says, you had some bad grits. I was the same way until I got some at the Noya Airport restaurant. It changed me. Another person says, love me some instant butter grits with a little sugar. Yummy, yummy. Another person says, love my grits with salt, pepper, and butter. I have to eat it with eggs and breakfast meat on the side. I like oatmeal also, but it has to be cooked a certain texture or it is nasty. I can eat oatmeal without the sides. Now, I don't know what sides y'all eat with oatmeal. I just eat oatmeal just with oatmeal. But let me tell y'all how I make my oatmeal, because oatmeal has to be cooked right for me. Now, I have to cook oatmeal a particular type of way to get the right texture for my liking. Now, I cannot cook oatmeal in the microwave, like from start to finish. Like you put the oatmeal in, you put the water in, you stick it in the microwave. I can't do that. It's too fluffy duffy for me. I don't like it like that. The way that I cook oatmeal, and it's like delicioso, like so good, so bomb, so everything. I boil me some water on the stove. Okay? The water has, like, you just put like a little bit of water on the stove. The water comes to a boil. You put your sugar, you put your butter, and then once the water is boiled, you put the water, just enough of water, not too much water to make it sloppy or whatever, like that. You put the water, you mix it up, and after that, you put it in the microwave, depending on your microwave, for 15 to 20 seconds. It is perfect every time. It depends on your microwave though. Like if you need the 20 seconds, the 15 seconds, but you can't do it from start to finish in the microwave. It has to be that combination. Boiled water, you put it in there, you top it off in the microwave for just, 15 seconds. Chef's kiss, okay? Chef's kiss. That's how I like my oatmeal, but who am I, I'm just a Cali girl that don't know nothing, okay? Period. Somebody said that they love oatmeal, especially the ones that they had during their hospital days. Another person says, girl, you definitely won't be saying that if you eat my Cajun shrimp and grits. And I'm like, girl, if I eat your Cajun shrimp and grits, I might not be here no more. I can't eat your Cajun shrimp and grits because I'm allergic, because I just can't eat seafood. So I don't know. But after I started to read through these comments, a lot of the people who was associating eating grits and grits being so good, they associated it with some type of seafood. So they were like, oh, you got to eat catfish and grits, or, oh, you got to eat shrimp and grits, or, oh, you got to eat salmon and grits, or, you know what I mean? It was some type of seafood with the grits. So I won't have that experience because I don't eat seafood. So as far as I know, grits by itself are gross. Disgusting. But if y'all want to have a good laugh, there was tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of comments. As you see me scrolling through these comments, you're going to get a good laugh. And then there was one girl who gonna disrespect oatmeal and say that oatmeal tastes like warm boogers. And I'm just like, the disrespect. You gonna say that oatmeal tastes like warm boogers? Now when I'm eating oatmeal, I gotta get boogers out of my head because now that's in my head that oatmeal tastes like warm boogers. Like what? Why would you do that? Why would you comment that? Why would you do that? That's so disrespectful. Like, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Like, what? Let me try to find it. Hold on. They said, let me see. They go disrespect like that, talking about some warm boogers. Like, warm boogers? What? But it was a bunch of people telling me that I haven't had them cooked right. Somebody said, all right, unsubscribing to this obviously defamatory nonsense. I can't find it, but anyways, they're in there. It's in there somewhere. But y'all have a good laugh and check out the comments. Check out my community tab. If you guys have not liked the video yet, like the video and all of that. Oh, I forgot to add the StreamYard link. Did y'all want to come up and discuss the guy who said that he had a encounter one time for his child? Put one in the chat if you want to have that discussion. If you personally want to come up and have that discussion. If not, we'll end the video and I'll talk to y'all next time. I forgot to put the StreamYard link in the chat, y'all. But yeah, we gotta keep this going. I'm going to try to thug it out for the rest of the month and get y'all content. If you guys see anything popular, trending, y'all want me to talk about, give commentary on, child, we got 1 week left, child, and I gotta get to work. Okay, I haven't been working this month. Like, it's been given, like, girl, what are you doing? So if y'all come across any topics, y'all let me know that y'all want me to. You said I like oatmeal over grits, but I definitely wait. You have grits and then you put oatmeal over the top of the grits? What? Young Miami. Oh, okay, so Young Miami, I guess I could pull that up really quick. Hold on. We'll do Young Miami in another video. We'll do Young Miami in another video because I don't know if it's going to flag me for copyright. We'll save that for another video. But okay, Young Miami. We want to talk about Young Miami. Or matter of fact, if it flags me for copyright, I'll just trim it out. Let's pull it up. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm not gonna pull it on the screen. We'll just play the audio.
Wrote a letter vouching for Diddy's character. And a lot of people were upset because they was like, how could she do that after seeing the video with Cassie? A lot of people wanted to know why you decided to still write that letter.
I think I wrote a letter for a change man. I think that the man that I met and that I experienced would change. I'm not going to justify some bullshit or like support some if I felt like that person was a change. And I felt like the person that I met was changed. It was a different experience. So that's why I wrote the letter.
All right, so he wanted to know basically why she decided to continue to support Diddy. And according to her, she says, listen, when I got with him, that was a different man, Savannah. He was a good man, Savannah. Like, he leveled me up. He brought me all of these lavish things. I was enjoying the perks, and I'm going to stick beside him. But if you guys remember, when she was messing with Diddy, that was around the time that she also got into it with Gina. And her threat to Gina was that she would make Gina lick her Cuda box. And she was saying all kind of like things about like how she'll have Gina doing this, doing that. And I don't think that you get that type of rhetoric from a changed man. Diddy was very much trying to have a freak off, according to the testimony in the court, the day before he got arrested. Like literally setting up to have a freak off. That it was either the day before or that night. He was trying to get 50 Cent's baby mama King D down with some King Dingaling and all of that. So I just think for me personally, it just sounds like, hey, I'm gonna stick beside him. I get benefits from him. It didn't happen to me. Too bad, so sad for the other girls. That's kind of what it sounds like. But let's continue.
How do you reconcile supporting someone publicly when the court of public opinion is saying something completely different.
Because if I meet you today, or if my time that I experience with you is one way, I can only judge that person that way. So it's just like, I can't speak to nothing that I don't know of. I can only speak to the person that I met. And if I met this person that changed my life, that helped me grow, that treated me like a queen, that made me believe in myself, it's like, that's what I know. And I feel like people can have opinions, but I can only judge a person off of what I know.
All right. So she don't care, and she's gonna stick beside him because she know he is a good man. Savannah, aka he's still paying my bills. Well, I don't know if he paying her bills or not, but that's just what it seems like. Like, you know, I'm still getting the perks. I'm still getting the, you know, the good experience from it. So I'm not gonna kick him while he down. And I mean, hey, that's her if she wants to. Like, if a person didn't do you wrong and they are having a hard time in life or other people going against them, it doesn't necessarily mean that you got a dog pile on top of them too. But you don't have to like loudly support, because loudly supporting them shows that, you know, you don't care about what other people went through. But I mean, should she? I don't know. It's a complicated thing. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. What do you think about her still supporting Diddy and still, you know, writing him character letters and doing all of those things? And on the last note, how much is gas in your area? I forgot to ask that in the beginning of the video. I'm in California, Southern California to be more specific, and there are gas stations around where I live that are topping at $5.89, and there are some between $5.89, some that are $6.25, some that are like $6.13, and very, very high like numbers. So that's what gas costs for us here in Cali. Now, for me to normally fill up my car when gas is normally around like $4, because gas for us in Cali is normally around the $4 mark. Like we don't like, if it drops under $3, like that's when it's like, damn, what's like, are we being punked? Are we in assimilation? We hardly get gas that's in the $3 range. But, you know, when it's in the $3 range or like right about to be like $4-ish, my gas, it charges me about $40 to fill up. Now, right now, to fill up my car, it is, when I last filled it up, it cost $60. And I stopped it at 60. It was like 61. And I was like, oh no. We're not even going any higher. Like, what? Exit, abort mission. But y'all let me know what gas is in your area, and tell me what area you are in as well. Somebody said $6.25. Ain't that price gouging? No, I think in California. So the thing about California, hold on. All right, so California has typically higher gas prices, and it says California consistently has the highest. We have the highest gas prices in the United States due to a combination of high taxes, strict environmental regulations, and a geographically isolated market with limited refinery capacity. So as of March 2026, California drivers may pay roughly $1.50 or more a gallon compared to the national average. It says the highest taxes and fees as of March 2025, California was 90 cents per gallon. So per gallon we get taxed in March of 2025 was 90 cents per gallon. And it says there is a environmental regulation. So California mandates a special cleaner burning fuel blend. So there's a regulation that they have to add this special fuel blend in our fuel in California, which raises our prices even higher. It says it's a mandated cleaner blend. It's California reformulated gasoline designed to reduce smog and carbon emissions. This blend is more complex and expensive to produce. It says fuel island isolation. California is largely disconnected from major U.S. fuel pipeline networks, making the state a fuel island where refineries have issues. They cannot quickly import fuel from other states. Okay, so those are some of the reasons why, we have high gas. It says mystery surcharge. Economics have noted that even after accounting for higher taxes and regulations, a 30 to 40% mystery surcharge often exists, which some attribute to lower competition and less competitive gasoline markets. So they can, even on top of, the gas being high, add this mystery surcharge as well. So say all that to say our gas is the highest. And in my area, like I said, I seen $5.89, I seen $6.25, I seen $6.13, I seen high ass gas. So that is what it is. Gas is average $5.30 in the valley. Yeah, there's some places that you might be able to find a gas at $5.30, maybe. Where I'm staying, if you go to like Sam's Club, but this was the other day. Today, gas prices was higher. So that was the other day where I seen it at Sam's Club. It was like $5.35. But I gotta check to see what it is today. Today I seen gas over $6 in areas. So yeah, y'all let me know what gas is in your area. With that being said, let me know what you guys think about all of the topics that we talked about today. And let me know what other topics I should cover. If you guys have hype points, my page is shadow banned, okay? YouTube is trying to suppress my channel. So I need you guys to hype the video, like the video, so that I can be back in the algorithm. For those of you guys who are on this live, I'm going to make dedicated videos for the different things that we talked about, dedicated uploads and everything like that.